Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn, and welcome to the Soulful Voices Circle Daily Oracle Card Reading. Today is Friday, May 27th, 2022. Um, I just want to say, if you hear any loud booms or anything like that, we are having a very bad storm here where I live, and we are under a severe thunderstorm watch as well as warning rather for the thunderstorm, but a watch for tornadoes. It's something that happens frequently where I am that we get these tornado watches. Thankfully, it is not a big occurrence that we get tornadoes right specifically in my area, but there are many that come in the surrounding area where we live. So that being said, I just wanted to give you that warning. If you hear any loud noises, it's probably thunder rumbling in the background. Anyway, so today is Friday, as I mentioned, and we are going into the weekend. And as you know, on Friday, I like to take the general pulse of what we could look to in the weekend, meaning what energy is coming our way and what is it that we should be focusing on as we go into the next few days. And I do understand, and I always take note that I know that not everybody has off on the weekends, and that many people, especially in service industries, are out there working in stores and restaurants and other industries also that work during the weekend. But if you are somebody who doesn't have to work on the weekend, or if you expect whenever you do have time off, you can take this reading over the next couple of days because it is an energy kind of approach to things. It's not specifically in this very moment. It's a general reading for what we are feeling out there as far as what people are vibrating, uh, at what level people are vibrating. And so that pulse can change drastically, but oftentimes there is usually a steady kind of a pulse that you could take of the energy. At least this has been my experience when I look into energy readings. And so whenever it is that you have time off, whatever message we carry in this, there is going to be a specific focus that the oracle wants you to look at in those days. Okay. And if it is something that isn't just on your days off, I'll point that out too, right? So if there is something very specific that's going to happen in the next couple of days that comes to me, I'll note that too. I try to do that anyway. So I'll do my best here to give you a pulse over the next few days. Anyway, so we again continue with the Akashic Tarot deck that we've been using all week long. And I will, again, repeat the question. What is it that we need to know and understand as we enter into the weekend or over the next few days? So let's do our breathing. If you would like to, close your eyes and take a deep inhale and exhale. Really try to become silent right now. Another inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale. Hold that inhale. And on the exhale, push into your heart center. And if you want to, you can place a hand on your heart. Just feel into your heart. When you do this, you should immediately begin to feel a sense of relaxation, peace. Now I'm going to ask our angels and guides to come forward, as well as the spirit of the Akashic Tarot Oracle deck, to come forward and to provide us with the divine guidance and wisdom that we need to understand today. I ask the divine light to come forward and to cover us in the golden light of protection, surrounding us with this protective light, keeping us safe in our hearts, in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirit, that we feel safety and love and healing. I ask this golden light of protection to prevent any lower or negative energies from entering into or attaching to us in any way, shape, or form, that these forces cannot influence the truth of this reading, and that this reading be only of the divine light, divine love. Take another deep inhale. Feel your heart expand. Exhale. Feel peace enter your heart. Just stay here a moment. Okay, I'm going to open my eyes and begin to shuffle and do the reading. You just sit there and relax, okay? Just ground yourself, keep grounding yourself, into this experience. Okay. These cards are so big that sometimes they just don't want to stay in my hand that I'm shuffling. What is it that we need to understand? Okay. So I've narrowed down the energy section. We've got several cards that are kind of sticking together that I want to fan out and really try to. Here it is. Here's the card. It is called Summer/Winter, Five of Forces. Okay, so we haven't received any Forces cards this week, so this is interesting. This shows that perhaps there's a new energy entering into now that we're going to Forces, and that we are going to see some shifting going on over the next couple of days, which is interesting because I found the energy this week, I think I mentioned yesterday, to be very transient. It was kind of, it was really about being careful and cautious in our relationships and our business transactions, all of that. It was just really focused on that and being able to use our discernment in situations. And then yesterday we had what to me was like all of a sudden this more detailed love/relationship reading that we really, I don't think, have experienced that um, in the course of at least using this deck over the last week. And I would say, actually, even in the last couple of weeks, I don't recall receiving such an intensely focused reading on romantic or more intimate types of relationships. Anyway, so let's see what today says. So, Five of Forces, just to remind you that the Forces card has to do with more spirit aspects of things. So it says it's all about energy, consciousness, and natural law. So we're talking law of attraction, laws of manifestation, right? Abundance, all these types of things. We're talking about the energy of the consciousness, the higher consciousness, how our actions interact with that higher, how we interact and are part of that higher consciousness, as well as our spirituality and connecting with the higher forces. So this is what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days, and this is the energy that the oracle is calling you to focus on. So five of forces, it said summer and winter. So we pulled this way in the reverse. So my hunch is that we are going from, let's see, when it's in reverse is summer, winter. And so when I see winter, I'm assuming we're reading the winter aspect of this card, but we'll find out in a moment, is really more a reflective period of time going inward. And that would match up with the forces aspect of things. So let me see. Let me see what this says. Number 5 of forces. Here we go. In the reversed position, when this card is reversed, the winter shows snow-covered trees and still landscapes. It tells you that you are in a yin cycle. Yin is inward. A time of receptivity, going inward, and taking stock. This phase may call for you to be less active in the world. However, it is quiet energy that pays off later. This passive receptive state is a good time to meditate, to connect with spirit, and especially to make future plans. The winter cycle is often filled with inner activity mixed with peaceful retreat. Your external life may still require some sort of action. Be sure to undertake it with focus and inner peace. Remember to relax and regroup. Let yourself make plans for the beginnings that are coming to come with spring while yielding to the receptive energy of this time. And so the Akashic forces, close your eyes and with a deep breath fill yourself with the calm and receptive energy of yin. Sense what situation in your life requires a peaceful yielding now. Then take another deep breath. Exhale the yin and then inhale yang. Feel creative and powerful yang energy fill you. Where do you want to apply speed and action most in your life right now? Okay, so everybody right now, granted, it's, here we are Memorial Day weekend and everybody's going to get out there to the beaches. The weather, I think, in a lot of places will be very nice. People want to be outside and active and doing. And this is a twist because the forces are saying, even though you might want to be doing that, don't go overboard with it. Don't spend all of your time over the next few days just being around people and doing, multiple things and engaging in all kinds of activities. It's saying really stop and take some time for yourself, for yourself to reflect because there is something inside of you that needs to be nurtured. There's something inside of you that wants to grow, and it cannot grow if you are not tending to it in the way that it needs to be tended to. If you are out doing all the outdoor stuff, busy with people, amongst a lot of people, then you don't really have the time to reflect. And this is saying, come on, it's time to go inward. There's something that you need to know. There's something you need to understand. There's something waiting for you to do. But even though this is not the moment to do it, this is the time to reflect on it and to begin to put the pieces together. So we have the contradiction of us being about to jump into summer. And even though technically it's not the summer solstice, it is about the fact that people are getting out there and they look at Memorial Day weekend as the jump to summer. Right? People have been waiting for this for weeks now. Oh, Memorial Day weekend. It's summer. Schools are letting out. But this is saying, come on, let's not go too fast here. Let's take some time for ourselves. So what is my advice in this situation? What would I say? I would say that even if you are involved, because, right, you're just getting this message now and you probably have all these plans, is to take some time during those activities that you do have planned to cultivate your inner self, even if it means saying goodnight a little bit earlier to people and going back to, if you're out, you know, on a little vacation or trip, going back to your resort or your beach house or wherever it is that you are, and really taking the time to do some reflective work or getting up earlier in the morning than other people might be getting up, and if you are at the beach, go out into the quiet and take that walk on the beach. Sit on the beach in a meditative state before all the activity begins around you, and really begin to connect with that spiritual aspect of who you are. And I know that many people may have young children, but there's a way to engage young children in the process. It doesn't always have to be chaos with, when you have your young kids on a trip. You can tell them that mommy or daddy needs, some time, a few minutes to themselves. Or if you have a younger child and maybe doesn't have that independence, just, when that child is down for a nap, instead of trying to do, take that time to reflect, to meditate, to take your own breath, to rejuvenate your own soul. Because the way that we function best in the world is when we are rested and rejuvenated. And that rejuvenation isn't just about physical sleep, it's about mental, spiritual, emotional healing. Because even if you physically rest and you go out into the world and those other chakras are not balanced, your life is going to be more complicated for you. And maybe you don't see it because maybe you've been for a long time functioning in a state of imbalance without realizing it, or realizing it and just not stopping to take the time. But this is your call right now to take the time. If you are one of the fortunate people who have a 3-day weekend ahead of you, take the time to stop and smell the roses. Okay? Just don't be out there trimming them. you know, it- really be out there and trying to smell them, appreciate their essence and their beauty, connect in that way. Maybe this is the way that you are able to connect with your inner self, your own vital spirit, your own energy. And if that is, that's great, then do that. But definitely take the time here. And so let me just review real quick. It says the winter cycle is often filled with inner activity mixed with peaceful retreat. So it's saying inner activity, you're still going to have a process going on in you. It's not just like you're just going to be chilling. You are going to be cultivating something inside of yourself. You may find that in the next couple of days, you really have that aha moment. Something clicks inside. And it is with that moment that you actually begin to retreat more into yourself and realize the importance of why you're connecting with your inner self at this time is the priority, or that you're being called for it to take priority, is what I should say. Because obviously I can't set your priorities. That has to be something that you do. But you are being called through the spirit of this oracle to really prioritize your own spiritual self. And what is happening here, it talks about going from the yin energy to the yang. What this means is that what is being contemplated in these next days or week or so um, is something that's actually going to bear fruit down the road. That's the sense of what I'm getting, is that you're going to know at what point in time you're going to have this period of inward reflection, and you're going to probably have some kind of deep insight that comes to you, an aha moment or whatever we want to call it. And then all of a sudden you will be moved to do something. So that's when it talks about breathing in the yin and exhaling the yang. That's what it's talking about. The yang is the more masculine energy of going into the world and actually bringing something out versus just being more inward. And so this is a temporary period of time in which it's asking you to basically take little small amounts of time and reflect and help it to become more of a natural part of your day. And if you've been doing this, that is fantastic. But it's saying keep doing it over the next couple of days. Don't lose sight of all the work you've been doing because something else is on the horizon for you. Something else is calling you to reflection. There will be some kind of shifting perhaps in your life that requires this type of reflection. So I do hope that everybody has fun. You will find a great peace and joy if you do take just a few minutes of time out of your very busy schedule over the weekend, the activities with your friends and family members and so on. You will come to truly appreciate this silence. And it is a silence that will sing to you if you actually take the time to experience it and enjoy it. There is music in this silence. So I'm sending you love, and I will be checking back here with you over the next couple of days. You have a great Friday. Stay safe. Bye bye now.